And we are back on Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online as we get ready for tonight's action from the Muncie Fieldhouse. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for tuning in. We had a little bit of an issue there, but we are back and we are ready for some basketball. Quickly give you the starting lineup for Hamilton Southeastern. Jack Davison, Austin Holzman, and Connor Rotterman are the guards. It is Aaron Etherington and Zach Gunn at forwards. And for the Muncie Central Bearcats, it's Colby Mallory, Jamal Barnes, and Gino Taylor at the guards. Trenton Hatfield and Christian Wells are the forwards. And it's the Royals in the blue with the basketball to begin this basketball game. And going up and being blocked by Christian Wells. Royals get the basketball back, but Gunn tried to drive baseline, flush it. He got blocked, and the Royals will retain possession. We apologize for a brief little technical hiccup there, but we are back and we are bringing you Southeastern basketball as the ball is still loose on the court. The head coach of the Royals is Brian Satterfield, 239 and 111th in his 16th year at the helm of the Royals. As the Royals get it in, this is Davidson with the basketball, feeds down low. They'll kick it back out. Gunn for three. That's no good. Follows it up, but the rebound's brought down by Christian Wells, and the Bearcats will go the other way. And that ball will be poked out of bounds, and they'll say it belongs to Hamilton Southeastern. Again, Brian Satterfield, 239 and 111 in his 16th year at Hamilton Southeastern. The head coach of the Bearcats in his third year is Jeff Holloway. He's 26 and 22, and he is 83 and 94 overall in his ninth year. Here's a three from the corner, up and good. Jack Davidson has the first bucket of the night. It belongs to the Royals, and they take a 3-0 lead. Once again, I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me for Hamilton Southeastern basketball tonight on Audio Sports Online. We'll be with you all season long as the Royals will play a man-to-man defense as the Bearcats switch it out to the right side. Driving, and a reverse layup is no good by Tyrek Vicks. And the Royals quickly back the other way. They send it to Davidson in the corner. They run out, and the defense has collapsed. Here's a three, top of the key, no good by Connor Rotterman, and the rebound comes into control by the Bearcats. 3-0 our score, and a driving layup is no good by Jamal Barnes. But a foul called. Austin Holzman would be called for the foul. That'll be his first, team first, and going to the line will be Jamal Barnes, with a pair of free throws due, and he hits the first of two. 3-1 is our score. Jack Davidson's three from the far corner, the only points in this contest so far. And the second free throw is up, and it is good, and it's 3-2, and now the net is hung up, so they clear it out, but now that they've got time to set up the D, they will come and show some token pressure as the Royals will be looking to get this ball in. It'll be Rotterman who gets the ball in and gets it into the hands of Holzman. Holzman trapped across the timeline, still looking to get the ball away. He flips it to the corner. Davidson for three. That's no good, and the rebound is controlled by the Bearcats' Trenton Hatfield. And the Bearcats come the other way. Here's the ball inside the arc. Shot no good by Jamal Barnes, but an over-the-back call is going to be called against, looks like, Christian Wells, as he went over the back trying to get the rebound. That's his first personal, and the Royals will have the ball in a 1-point lead with 6:03 left to go in this first quarter of play. I'm Brian Scott as the Royals quickly into the front court, send it to the right side, driving baseline. They'll kick it out to the corner. Davidson for three. That one's no good, and Wells has the rebound for the Bearcats. They quickly get it up into the front court, and now they'll send it out. Nice baseline as they get the touch back to Colby Mallory. He sent it out. They sent it right back as he cut baseline weak side, and they get the bucket. Driving coast to coast, shot blocked was Connor Rotterman. Here come the Bearcats the other way. Driving, a little scoop shot up and good by Tyrek Vicks. And the Bearcats hold a 6-3 lead, but here come the Royals. Shot no good on the wraparound by Rotterman. And the rebound is in control by the Bearcats. They quickly, a little touch pass, up, over, and a two-hand flush by Tyrek Vicks. And that's going to cause head coach Brian Satterfield to call a 30-second timeout with 5:15 left to go, opening quarter of play. And the Hamilton Southeastern Royals trailed the Bearcats of Muncie Central by the score of 8-5. Again, welcome to Hamilton Southeastern basketball tonight on Audio Sports Online. I'm Brian Scott. Apologize for a brief little technical hiccup that we had there at the beginning of the game, but we're good to go, and hope you'll enjoy tonight's broadcast and enjoy almost a full season. We will have a majority of the games this year, just a few that we won't, but I am fortunate enough to be with you pretty much throughout the season. As the Royals out of the timeout, they will keep the same five on the court, as do the Bearcats. And the Royals have the basketball, trailing by 5 with 5:12 left to go in this first quarter. Holsom in the lane, kicks it back out. They go left side. Gunn gets the man to commit, drives to the lane, gets the bucket, and the foul. Zach Gunn with his first point, and the chance for the and one. Tyrek Vicks called for the foul, his first, team second, and Zach Gunn will go to the line for the and one. Gunn's free throw rims out, and Christian Wells has the rebound for the Bearcats, and then they'll say it went off of the hands of Holsom. For head coach Brian Satterfield tonight, he will start 4 seniors, and the lone sophomore is Aaron Etherington. And the Royals show a 2-2-1. The Bearcats get it into the front court. A little turnaround jumper from the right elbow drops for Treaton Hatfield. The lead is 5 for the Bearcats. Here is a 3 from the corner. That is up. That is good. Connor Rotterman with the 3-point basket, as that 3 will cut the deficit to 2. And now here's a steal. Rotterman tried to leave it up for Holsom, but it's stolen. Here comes the Bearcats the other way. They'll send it left side. 3 blocked. Coming away, and Jack Davidson, he got a hand and blocked the shot of Christian Wells, the 3 from the wing. Leaving the ball game is Austin Holzman, and entering the lineup for head coach Brian Satterfield. Well, now they'll change. And they're going to have to change uniform numbers, I guess. It looked like Jerron Bond was coming in, and they are sending him to the dressing room. So no substitution, and the Bearcats have the basketball. In feed from the baseline, turnaround jumper, Wells. That shot no good. Gunn has the rebound for Hamilton Southeastern. They trail by 2 with 4:12 left to go in the first quarter. Gunn coast to coast. He lays it up and in. He has 4, and we are tied at 10 as we approach the midway point of quarter number 1. Bearcats with the basketball as they feed it into the hands of Hatfield, and now we have a whistle and a foul called against Hamilton Southeastern. This will be team foul number 2. Kind of Rotterman called for the personal foul, and now Bond does take over. He comes in, and he comes in for Austin Holsom. Tied at 10, 3:49 left to go first quarter, and a little bump as making his way past the lane was Tyrek Vicks. He's bumped, and it's going to go against Aaron Etherington. That's his first, team foul number 3 against Southeastern. Inbounding from the baseline, 3 on the way from the wing, up and good by Jamel Barnes. He has 5 points, and the lead's 3 for the Bearcats as they show some full court pressure. The Royals get it in the front court, driving through the lane, through the right side, up and good is Connor Rotterman. He has 5, and it's a 1-point deficit as the Bearcats have the ball with 3:26 left to go in the first quarter. Man-to-man defense by both teams to start this game. As the Bearcats swinging around, this is Colby Mallory as he makes the drive. They'll call him for steps. Substitution now is for the Royals. Aaron Shank will enter the lineup for Coach Satterfield. Aaron Etherington will depart. 13-12, Bearcats with the lead, but the Royals with the basketball and 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. And they'll get the ball into the hands of Bond. Bond, left side. Rotterman drives up, off the glass, count it, and send him to the line. Rotterman now with 7 points, and he'll have the and one. Christian Wells with his second personal. He'll have to depart, and Jawan Wells will enter the lineup. Meanwhile, Rotterman at the line with the and one. Connor with 7 points, and this could give the Royals a 2-point advantage if he makes the free throw. That one's well short, and it will be an air ball, and we'll hear it from the Muncie Central student section. But the Royals have the advantage 14-13 as we hit the 3-minute mark left to go in quarter number one. The 2-2-1 press is the Bearcats able to get it in. Here's a three ball well short and an air ball of its own. Gunn with a rebound. Here come the Royals. Driving is Rotterman, and he has the bucket. Connor Rotterman with 9 points in this first quarter, and the lead's 3 for Southeastern with 2:39 left to go in the quarter. Driving left side, in through a scoop, and a nice little shot there by Treaton Hatfield. He has 4 points, and the lead is 1. As once again, we see the Bearcats with some pressure. Left side, they get the ball. Here's Bond. His three from the corner. That's up. That's good. Gerard Bond with a three. And brief stoppage of play, but that three will give the Royals a 4-point advantage with 2:19 left to go in this first quarter. Now the Royals will set up that 2-2-1 press once again. The Bearcats have been able to get it up into the front court rather easily, and they do so again. Jawan Wells, he'll kick it back out top of the key, driving, losing, and keeping it. Now sending it out. The three ball from the corner is on its way, and it is up and good. Basket by Tyrek Vicks. He has 7 points. And we'll have a substitution now. Is coming into the lineup is Chaz Birchfield. He will come in for Jerron Bond, and Bond will take a seat. 19-18, 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Royals with the basketball. Gunn brings it into the front court. Long three, top of the key, up and good. Zach saw that shot. They stayed off of him, and he just pulled up for the easy three beyond the arc, and it's a 22-18 lead for Hamilton Southeastern with 1:42 left to go first quarter. Bearcats with the basketball, looking now at a 2-3 zone by Hamilton Southeastern. Driving baseline, blocked by Zach Gunn. Jawan Wells had nowhere to go. Gunn with a block. Royals with the basketball. Behind the back, sends it left side. Rotterman works, looks down low, and we have a whistle away from the basketball. As coming in to set up in the low blocks was Chaz Birchfield. He was pushed off the block. And Trenton Hatfield's going to be hit with a personal foul, his first, team fourth. And the Royals maintain possession with a 6-point lead and 1:19 left to go first quarter. Rotterman, who's had a great first quarter, hands the ball off to Jack Habecker, who's now in. Ball's on the floor, and it goes out of bounds, and they'll say it last went off of a Royal, and the Bearcats will have possession of the basketball, trailing by 4 with 1:09 left to go in this first quarter. 22-18 is our score. As the Bearcats look over this 2-3 zone, they get it down to the baseline. Jawan Wells, he leaves it out to Hatfield. He tries to send it out to Jamel Barnes, and it was knocked out of bounds by Jack Habecker. As Connor Rotterman's going to get a bit of a breather now. Rotterman leaves with 9 points. And into the game, I believe, is Noah Smith. Royals stay in this 2-3 zone as we are under 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Royals lead 22-18. Here's a three from the corner up. That's short off the iron and rebounded by Aaron Shank. He'll give it to Zach Gunn. Zach into the front court, goes right side. This is Habecker. Habecker, entry pass down to Gunn was a little high and poked away by the Bearcats' Juwan Wells. Here's a three by Wells. That shot no good. Gunn with a rebound. 20 seconds remain in the first quarter, and the Royals remain with a 4-point lead. Gunn into the front court, drives, and as he goes up, he will, well, they won't give him the credit for going up for the shot. They'll say this foul occurred on the floor. Trenton Hatfield with his second. It's the 15th foul against the Bearcats, and Hatfield will have to depart for Coach Jeff Holloway, and he'll be replaced by Noah Hill. 9.3 seconds. They get it outside, left side. Habiger's three on the way is good. Nice play on the inbounds as Habiger hits the three. With the shot, with the clock going off, the three-pointer by Colby Mallory is no good, and that's the end of the first quarter. A great job by Connor Rotterman and Zach Gunn in that first quarter, and the Royals hold a 25-18 advantage after 8 minutes. We'll be back with second quarter right after we take a short timeout. Brian Scott back with you from Muncie Fieldhouse at Muncie Central High School. After one quarter, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals lead the Bearcats 25-18. A great night so far to start this game from Connor Rotterman. The senior has 9 points in the first quarter. Senior Zach Gunn with 7, and then 3 points each, all from beyond the arc from Jerron Bond, Jack Habiger, and Jack Davidson. Meanwhile, the Bearcats, 7 points from Tyrek Vicks, 5 from Jamel Barnes, 4 from Trenton Hatfield, and 2 from Colby Mallory, as the Bearcats will have the basketball to begin quarter number 2, trailing by 7. We'll get you the lineups here in just a second. Almost a steal. Here's the jumper from beyond the free throw line. It's no good, but a nice save coming over is Noah Hill, and he keeps the possession, but now they throw it away. Here come the Royals, left side. This is Bond. He will leave it up off the glass with the nice little scoop shot. Jerron Bond has 5 points, and the Royals extend the lead to 9 at 27-18, just underway here in quarter number 2. The Royals will stay in this 2-3 zone. Up top, you see Jack Habiger and Jerron Bond. Zach Gunn in the middle. Chaz Birchfield on one corner, and at the other corner, as the turnover on the traveling violation, will now have a change, as departing will be Habiger and Jack Davidson returns to the lineup. The other player is Aaron Shank in for Brian Satterfield and the Royals. They lead by 9 as Bond gets it into the front court. He is harassed by Mallory, and now a whistle and a foul, and this will be team foul number 6 against. It is the 16th foul against the Bearcats. Fouls against Colby Mallory, and now another personal foul. This one called against Jalen Jackson, and that's foul number 7, which means we're going to go shoot some free throws. Not what head coach Jeff Holloway wanted to see, as his team has quickly put the Royals into the bonus with less than a minute into the second quarter, and at the line, Jack Davidson with the 1-and-1. First free throw's up. He gets it. He'll get the bonus. Zach Gunn is going to take a breather for Coach Brian Satterfield, and the senior Zach Muchner into the lineup. Gunn will leave with 7 points. Played all of that first quarter. Meanwhile, Davidson with the bonus. He nails both free throws, and he has 5 points, and the lead's double digits at 11 for Southeastern as we've played a minute of this second quarter. Now the Bearcats not quite getting it up front, this 2-2-1 press. They almost break it and throw it away, and it goes off of the hands of Juwan Wells. So the Bearcats, who did have some success getting past that Royal 2-2-1 press. This time they throw it away as Bond will quickly get it up front, and there'll be another whistle and another foul. This time they'll say it's going to be a push-off. This time it's going to be an offensive foul, a push-off by Jerron Bond. So that one goes against Southeastern. For Bond, his first personal, and the Bearcats have the basketball, trailing by 11 with 6:41 left to go in the first half. Dribbling the basketball, Jalen Jackson throws up the three and nails it. Jalen Jackson with the bucket. He has three, and now the Royals lose the Davidson strip. Jackson comes the other way. He'll drive it, and he'll have it stripped from behind. Throwing it up front was Aaron Shank. Here's Davidson with the basketball. He's bumped, and it's Jalen Jackson with a bump. That's his second personal, and Jack Davidson, who just went to the line and sank the 1-and-1, is back at the line. The Royals were 0 for 2 from the free throw line in that first half as Jerron Bond departs and Chaz Birchfield as well. And into the lineup, Aaron Etherington and Austin Holsom, the starters, return, and Davidson is at the line for the 1-and-1. First free throw is good, and he will get the bonus. As I mentioned, Hamilton Southeastern 0 for 2 from the charity stripe in that first quarter. Meanwhile, the Bearcats were 2 for 2. Davidson is 3 for 3 so far from the line. He's doubled up his points from the first quarter, and he is now 4 for 4. He has 7 points, and the lead is 31-21 in favor of Hamilton Southeastern with 6:11 to go in the first half. Bearcats, they split the press. They kick it right side, and they will have to send it out, and here's a steal. Going the other way and flushing it with two hands, Aaron Etherington. And the lead is up to 12 for Southeastern with 5:54 left to go in the first half. Dribble drive, penetration, has to kick it back out is Mallory. He sends it left side. This is Barnes, goes baseline, Jerron Welch. His shot no good, and here come the Royals with numbers. Davidson lays it up with the left hand, and he quickly has now 9 points. And the lead is 35-21 with 5:28 left to go in the first half. They get it down low to Wells. Wells works, and he traveled with the basketball, trying to work against Zach Muchner. Muchner affected his shot earlier. Now Zach Gunn will return to the lineup, and Aaron Shank will depart. So the five on the floor for Coach Brian Satterfield: Zach Gunn, Austin Holsom, Jack Davidson, Aaron Etherington, and right now Zach Muchner. This is Gunn with the basketball. Goes right side. 3-ball on the way. That one's off the rim and over the backboard by Aaron Etherington. And the ball will go back to the hands of the Bearcats, who trail 35-21 with 5:10 left to go in the first half. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me for Royals basketball tonight as the Royals stay in that 2-2-1. But the Bearcats get it in. They feed down low. Back in is big Christian Wells, and this time he goes baseline and does a nice job of putting it up and in, and he gets his first points of the night. Here's the Royals going baseline, and as Aaron Etherington makes a move, puts it up off the glass. He won't get the bucket, but he is going to draw the foul. Tyrek Vicks, his second personal foul, and it will send Aaron Etherington to the line for the first time tonight. Etherington 2 points in the game, and his first trip to the free throw line. And he cans the first. He'll have one more on the way. Leaving the contest is Tyrek Vicks for Coach Jeff Holloway. He'll be replaced by Gino Taylor. Meanwhile, Etherington with one more free throw on the way. Second free throw is up and good. He has 4 points, and he will leave as Connor Rotterman returns. Rotterman had 9 points in that first quarter, as he is back into the lineup for Coach Brian Satterfield as the Royals lead 37-23, 4:45 left to go first half. Dribbling, driving, Mallory kicks it out, and almost losing the basketball but able to control it was Jamel Barnes as the Bearcats reset the offense. Driving and then driving it off his foot into the hands of Connor Rotterman. Rotterman gets it to Jack Davidson, and the Royals get the turnover. Driving, going baseline, Putting it up is Austin Holzman, and he puts up a tough shot, but he gets it to drop. Holzman has his first 2 points of the night, and the lead's 39-23 as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. They skip it over the top of the 2-3 zone, do the Bearcats. And now they will get a blocking foul called against Austin Holzman. That'll be his second. 15 foul against Hamilton Southeastern as Zach Muchner will depart and Aaron Etherington will return. So it's the starting five on the court for Coach Satterfield. Davidson, Holtzum, Etherington, Rotterman, and Gunn. Those are your five on the floor for the Royals. And this ball, they said, was touched last by Hamilton Southeastern. For Coach Jeff Holloway, he has Colby Mallory, Trenton Hatfield, Gino Taylor, Christian Wells, and Jamel Barnes. Wells sends it back out, and the ball stolen away. Now Holzman will tie it up, and the possession arrow will favor Muncie Central. Holzman down on the court with Trenton Hatfield, and possession arrow. Well, actually, they say it will favor Hamilton Southeastern. We'll go this way. So rather than pointing to the team that owns the possession, they point which way it goes. And a little different, but here's Zach Gunn with the basketball. He goes right side. Nice little pull-up move by Rotterman, who now looks to hand it off to Holzman, to Davidson. Davidson will feed Etherington out high. Etherington tries back in, loses his balance, and now loses the basketball. Coming the other way are the Bearcats on the fast break, and getting the layup is Colby Mallory. He gets his second bucket of the night. He has 4 points, and the lead's 39-25 for Southeastern with 3:24 left to go in this first half as Zach Gunn gets it across the timeline. Loses a little bit of control, but gets it over to the right side. Left side now from the wing. 3-ball no good by Rotterman, and the Bearcats come away with the basketball. They have numbers 3-on-2. Driving in the lane is Christian Wells, but he blows the layup, and the Bearcats have the basketball. Fans looking for a travel there from Zach Gunn. Didn't get the call. And now here's the three on the way. That was short by Holzman. Here's Gunn's three on the way. That's off the side of the rim, but there's Holzman chasing down the rebound. He gets it over to Davidson. Davidson drives, puts it up off the glass, and Jack Davidson has the bucket. 41-25, the Royal advantage for Davidson. He now has 11 points on the night. And the Royals continue to increase that lead. This is Christian Wells. He's got to get it out, and he sends it out top. Driving, kicking out right side. 3-ball from the corner's on its way. It's up, it's good by Jamel Barnes. Barnes with 8 points, his second 3-point basket of the night. As losing the basketball is Holzman, grabbing it and taking it up and missing the layup, but there to follow it up was Jamel Barnes, as Hatfield's layup was no good. He got the steal, couldn't finish, but Barnes was there to finish it off, and it's down an 11-point game as ball almost stolen by Wells, but Gunn was able to get it. He drives from the free throw line. That shot is short. Wells has the rebound. The Bearcats can make it a single-digit deficit. Driving in the lane, getting the bucket and the foul is Colby Mallory. So some inspired play. The Royals turning the basketball over a bit here in this second quarter. Mallory gets the bucket. And a whole bunch of substitutions. Now we are kind of blocked. I couldn't tell who that foul was against, but we are going to have a 30-second timeout called by, now they'll make it a full timeout on the court with 1:41 left to go in this first half. Southeastern has seen their 16-point lead trimmed to 9, and it could go as low as 8 when we come back after the timeout. This is Royals basketball on ASO. After the timeout, Colby Mallory, who was fouled, made the bucket. He can make it a three-point play and also trim the deficit to 8. And the free throw, no good. And Zach Gunn comes away with the rebound for Hamilton Southeastern. It is a 9-point Southeastern lead. They've turned the basketball over a little bit here in this second quarter. Jerron Bond, he gets the ball into the hands of Aaron Shank. Shank doesn't get the bucket, but he will draw the foul. It's 10th team foul against the Bearcats. Jamel Barnes, his first foul, 10th team foul. And again, Aaron Shank at the line for 2. He makes the first. Zach Gunn will depart. Entering the lineup, Zach Muchner for Brian Satterfield. Gunn leaves with 7 points. And it's a 10-point lead as Shank with one more free throw. He nails them both. The Royals shooting very well from the free throw line here in this second quarter. And the lead's back to 11. Royals once again showing that 2-2-1 press. The Bearcats get it into the front court. Now they feed it outside to Hatfield. Hatfield left side, 3-ball on the way. That's well short. And coming away with it is Shank. Shank will give it to Jack Davidson, who will bring it up across the timeline as the Royals have an 11-point lead with 1:05 left to go in the first half. Davidson was trying to feed it to Muchner, but it's stolen away by the Bearcats. Into the front court comes Barnes as they are under a minute left to play here in this first half. Wide open 3 on the way. That shot is up and good by Trenton Hatfield. He now has 7 and the lead's back to 8 for Hamilton Southeastern with 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Davidson works against Jamel Barnes, sends it outside. Bond looking to come to the basketball, and now we will have a timeout called by Brian Satterfield as he takes a timeout, and a 30-second timeout. And the Royals will have the basketball leading by 8 with 31.1 seconds remaining in this first half of play. Royals have led by as much as 16. But now they've seen that lead cut to 8. But they have the basketball and the 8-point lead at 43-35. Historic Muncie Fieldhouse at Muncie Central High School. As you can see the banners. Unfortunately, with the banners, they are also blocking our view of the scoreboard. So very difficult to see fouls, especially. We can see the score and the time on the auxiliary scoreboards at each end, but we can't see the number of fouls and who the fouls were called on. Inbounding the basketball will be Jack Habiger. He will throw it in the backcourt, and it's stolen. As coming away with the steal was Colby Mallory. He watched that one all the way as the pass was intended for Jerron Bond. It was stolen. Mallory's fouled. And Bond is going to be called for his second personal, and Mallory, who has 6 points and is 0 for 1 from the line, will now have 2 free throws. First free throw is up. It is good. 28.3 seconds. And this could make it a 6-point game if Mallory can sink the free throw, and he does. 43-37. Southeastern looking to inbound it. Pressure from the Bearcats. This is Bond. Quickly into the front court, drives through the lane and in. Nobody stopped the basketball. Jerron Braun just took it all the way to the hoop, and he now has 7 points. And the lead's back to 8 with 13 seconds left to go. 10 seconds, they get it under 9, 8. This is Wells top. He's looking to do something with it, sends it left side. Mallory, he can't do anything. Now he throws it away with 0.9 seconds. Not a very good possession there for Jeff Holloway and the Bearcats. Had time to do something with it, but not an idea. And the Royals will simply let this one run out, and the teams will head to the locker room at halftime with your score. Hamilton Southeastern 45, Muncie Central 37. We'll be back in a few minutes with some halftime stats and some thoughts about the start of the season. This is Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Welcome back to the Muncie Fieldhouse at Muncie Central High School at halftime. Your Hamilton Southeastern Royals lead the Muncie Central Bearcats by the score of 45-37. My name is Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight for Hamilton Southeastern basketball, the season debut. And so far for the Royals, been a pretty good night. They had a little bit of a run thrown at them by the Bearcats there toward the end of the second quarter, but right now the Royals, they're in the locker room with an 8-point lead. Taking a look at what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, this should be a pretty strong Hoosier Crossroads Conference this year. Of course, Fishers has been one of the perennial nemesis for Hamilton Southeastern the past few years, but Noblesville looks to be greatly improved, as does the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Zionsville and Westfield even should be pretty good competition this year. So I think overall the HCC should see a pretty balanced, pretty strong conference this season and should be some pretty good games. Of course, the next game for Hamilton Southeastern will be the Hoosier Crossroads Conference opener and the home opener for Hamilton Southeastern. That'll take place next Friday as the Avon Orioles come to Hamilton Southeastern to open up the HCC slate. We will have that game for you here on Audio Sports Online. As a matter of fact, taking a look at the schedule, you'll only find a few games that we will not be covering this season on ASO. The game in Ohio we will unfortunately not be able to bring to you, as well as the Columbia City Huntington tournament, and unfortunately also unable to bring you the Fort Wayne Snyder game. But every other game, that will be aired right here on Audio Sports Online, and that includes the big game, the Battle for the Mudsock on December 16th against Fishers, and that will happen down at the State Fairgrounds. We're looking forward to that contest. We have a whole lot of great games set up for you. We'll be taking a trip down to Columbus North this season. Of course, the Royals will also be visiting Carmel this season. They'll wrap up their HCC schedule in the next to the last game in what could be maybe even a fight for the HCC championship between Hamilton Southeastern and Brownsburg. That game would take place at Brownsburg. Of course, the Royals are also visiting Warren Central this season and throw in a game against Mount Vernon. That has been a big contest the last few years. You can go back to the Gary Harris years, especially that team with Hamilton Southeastern that was highly expected to do a lot back when Mount Vernon was a Class 3A school. It was Mount Vernon upsetting the Royals that year, but should be a good schedule, and we're proud to be able to bring you most of the ball games here on Audio Sports Online. Taking a look at the schedule involving Hoosier Crossroads Conference's teams this week, heading into the Thanksgiving holiday. Of course, the Royals opening up with Muncie Central tonight. Zionsville is at Carmel. And then tomorrow night, Noblesville will host Indianapolis Northwest. The Bulldogs of Brownsburg will host Lawrence Central. And Avon will host Plainfield. And then there will be some action this weekend. Saturday, Avon's at Mooresville. Brownsburg is at Fort Wayne South. Howe is at Noblesville for a game. And then next week, we'll see Westfield at Pendleton Heights on Tuesday. Fishers at Manual on Wednesday. And then next weekend, everybody gets into the act. Avon will be at Hamilton Southeastern, Fishers at Noblesville, and Westfield at Zionsville as the HCC schedule gets underway. And then next Saturday, Fishers is at Beloit Memorial. That's actually in Wisconsin, while Hamilton Southeastern is in Hillsboro, Ohio at Lakota East. North Putnam is at Brownsburg, and Western Boone is at Zionsville as the teams are making their way onto the court here to get ready for second half action. Let's run down your halftime statistics as the Royals lead Muncie Central 45-37 at the break. They led 25-18 after the end of the first quarter. The leading scorer for Hamilton Southeastern and leading all scorers with 11 points is Jack Davidson. 9 points from Connor Rotterman, 7 points each from Jerron Bond and Zach Gunn. 4 points, from Aaron Etherington, 3 points from Jack Habiger, 2 points each from Austin Holzman and Aaron Shank. Zach Muchner got in the game. He has not scored yet. The Royals, 8 of 10 from the free throw line after going 0 for 2 in the first quarter. They were perfect, 8 of 8 in that second quarter, and they have hit 5 3-point baskets. For the Bearcats of Muncie Central, they're led by Jamel Barnes, 10 points. 8 points from Colby Mallory, 6 of them coming in that second quarter in that late rally. 7 points from Trenton Hatfield, 7 points from Tyrek Vicks, 3 points from Jalen Jackson, 2 points from Christian Wells, and Gino Taylor and Jawan Wells played. They did not score. The Bearcats are only went to the free throw line 5 times. They are 4 of 5, and they have also hit 5 3-point baskets. So we are ready for second half action here from the Muncie Fieldhouse, Bill Harrow Court, legendary Muncie Fieldhouse. As I said, you can see many of the state championship banners here, good old style Indiana gymnasium. And one of the few places where I get to broadcast a game in a press box in a high school gymnasium. Doesn't happen very often, but very old and a very distinguished place here at Muncie, at the Muncie Fieldhouse. The high school, that's almost brand new here, but the Fieldhouse, that's a relic. And one of the places that if you ever get to go watch a little high school basketball in person, a trip to Muncie is always should be on that list. We're getting ready to start the second half, and for head coach Brian Satterfield, it looks like he will have the same 5 start the second half that started the first half, and that would be Jack. Well, let's see. We're going to have a switch up here. Nope. We are going to have, starting the second half, Noah Smith, along with Zach Gunn, Connor Rotterman, Aaron Etherington, and Jack Davidson. But it's the Bearcats that have the basketball as this 2-3 zone almost stolen away, and now they'll call a blocking foul, though Davidson got an elbow in the face. It looked like from Tyrek Vicks, but Davidson's going to be called for the foul. That's his first. On the floor for Jeff Holloway's Bearcats, he's got Colby Mallory, Trenton Hatfield, Jamel Barnes, Tyrek Vicks, and Christian Wells. That's his starting 5. 2-3 zone as the Royals have the 8-point lead. They get it to Wells. Wells, nice little hesitation, comes from the backside and puts it up and in. And Wells has 4 points, and it's a 45-39 lead for the Royals as the Bearcats strike first in the second half. Now losing the basketball is Connor Rotterman. It's picked up by Jamel Barnes, and Rotterman commits the personal foul right there at the midcourt stripe, and that's his second personal, team foul number 2. And it's a 6-point lead for the Royals, but the Bearcats could make it a 4-point or 3-point lead with a basket here. Dribbling with the basketball is Colby Mallory. He led that charge. Here's a long 3 by Wells. His shot no good. Smith with a rebound. He'll give it to Davidson. Davidson pulls up, goes right side. Rotterman for 3. Nailed it. Connor Rotterman hits his second 3-pointer of the contest. He has 12 points. And the lead's 48-39, a 9-point advantage for Southeastern. Just underway, third quarter. As now you'll see Hamilton Southeastern go into a bit of a man-to-man defense. Mallory gives it up right side. And this is Hatfield with the basketball. He's guarded by Rotterman. Tries to make a move. Rotterman stays in front. Now he gets around and lays it up off the glass. Nice little nifty move there by Trenton Hatfield. He has 9 points. And it's back to a 7-point Southeastern advantage. Rotterman dribbling the basketball. Again, he has 12 points, and as he leaves it over to the right side for Etherington, and he makes his baseline move, a whistle and a foul is going to be called against Christian Wells. That's his third, team foul number 1 for the Bearcats in this second half, and Davidson will inbound from the baseline. He feeds it to Gunn, almost stolen by Mallory. He saw that telegraphed, and while Gunn was bodying up against Hatfield, we saw Mallory come in and try to steal the inbound pass, but it goes out of bounds, and the Royals will get it inbound with Rotterman sending it right side to Etherington. Etherington lays it up for Gunn. Gunn puts it up, and they won't give him the basket. They'll say the foul occurred on the floor. And the foul is going to go against Trenton Hatfield. That's his third, team foul number 1. They finally were able to get Gunn on that low block and a nice entry pass. Davidson with the basketball. He'll give it up. Top of the key, that is Etherington. That's Rotterman at the free throw line. He sends it left side. 3 from Aaron Etherington is good. Aaron was 7 points, and it's back to a double-digit advantage for the Royals at 51-41. 5:49 left to go, third quarter of play here from Muncie. driving right side, and a whistle, and they're going to call steps. It's going to be interesting to see if they were going to call Jack Davidson for the foul or Jamel Barnes. Davidson with a little bit of a body, Barnes with a little bit of a push, and in the end they elect not to call a foul and simply call traveling. And the turnover gives the ball back to Southeastern with a 10-point lead and 5:36 left to go in the third quarter. Gunn trying to set up down low, a foul and a whistle away from the basketball. Gunn working up against Trenton Hatfield. They're going to get Tyrek Vicks away from the ball. That's his third personal, team foul number 2 against the Bearcats. And the Royals will inbound from the baseline. And they find going through the lane, Etherington. His shot no good, but Gunn's there to get the rebound and the putback. And Zach has his first point since the first quarter. He has 9, and quickly back the other way is Tyrek Vicks. He won't get the bucket, but he will draw a foul. Connor Rotterman will be called for the foul. That's his third. And to the line for the Bearcats with a free throw that goes high off the iron is Tyrek Vicks. And now Rotterman will depart with 3 personal fouls, and entering the lineup for Coach Brian Satterfield will be Austin Holsom. Meanwhile, Vicks, who missed the first free throw, will miss both free throws, and the Royals will have the basketball in an 8-point lead. Nice outlet to Jack Davidson, who leaked out and was able to get the outlet pass and put it in. Davidson with 14, and it's a 55-41 Southeastern advantage. Mallory from the left elbow, pull-up jumper. That's short. Davidson with the basketball. They have numbers, outlets, but leaves it too long for Aaron Etherington, and the ball goes out of bounds. Into the lineup for the Bearcats. Noah Hill enters the lineup, and Juwan Wells comes in. Leaving will be Tyrek Vicks and Trenton Hatfield, both of those players with 3 personal fouls. Christian Wells also playing with 3 fouls. The only Royal in foul trouble is Rotterman with 3, and he's now on the bench. 4:51 left to go, third quarter, 55-41. Royals with the lead. The Bearcats with the basketball. This is Mallory. He feeds right side. The 3 is on the way. The shot is no good by Barnes. Outlet pass to Smith. He'll find Gunn going through the lane and flushing it down. Zach Gunn on a beautiful feed. Catches it in stride and flushes it with 2 hands, and the lead is 16 points for Hamilton Southeastern with 4:22 left to go, third quarter. It's Christian Wells from the high post. Looks to work on Gunn and has the shot knocked out of his hands, but they're going to say Jack Davidson got him on the arm, and for Davidson, that'll be foul number 2. Fourth team foul against Southeastern as the Bearcats inbound from the baseline. They will send it out, and it's tipped back and out by Jack Davidson, and they will say it went off of Davidson. They were trying to throw it into the backcourt to Mallory, but Davidson managed to tap it out of bounds, and now the Bearcats will have to bring it in from the backcourt. We approach the halfway point of quarter number 3 with 4 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 57-41, Royals with the advantage. Bearcats with the basketball. They'll find Wells underneath. He had his shot partially rejected by Zach Gunn, but a whistle and a foul. Let's see who this goes against. They'll get Aaron Etherington for the foul. 15 foul, second personal foul, and to the line for the Bearcats is Christian Wells, who misses the first of 2. Into the lineup will be Jalen Jackson, as I believe he came in for Mallory. Second free throw is good by Wells, and here come the Royals, almost losing the basketball as Holsom. He gives it to Davidson. Nice little stutter step, gets the roll, and he'll go to the line. Davidson almost lost that basketball, managed to regain it, did a little hesitation, then managed to get it up onto the rim. And Davidson will complete the three-point play. 17 points for Jack Davidson, and Austin Holsom will depart, and entering the lineup will be Jerron Bond as the Royals now lead 60-42 with 3:47 left to go in the third quarter of play. Back to the 2-2-1 press as the Bearcats had good success breaking that press early, and now they will get it into the front court and set up their offense with 3:33 left to go in the quarter, and the Royals will drop into that 2-3 zone. They'll send it out top. Royals leading by 18, 60-42 with 3:21 left. To the right side, this is Jalen Jackson. They feed it. This is Juwan Wells, and he hits the jumper from the baseline, his first points of the night, 60-44. As the Royals have the basketball, they look to feed, and now we have, they're going to say Jerron Bond had a foot on the sideline when he got that pass. Entering the lineup, Chaz Birchfield will come in for Coach Brian Satterfield as Aaron Etherington departs with 7 points. Royals hold a 16-point advantage and once again drop into that 2-2-1 zone. They get it in the front court, but just barely, only because Bond knocked it out of bounds. They will be able to inbound from right in front of their own bench. And the Royals will once again be in the 2-3 zone. They'll feed the free throw line, and this ball stolen away. Here come Hamilton Southeastern. Bond with the basketball, bounce pass, Gunn, and Gunn finishes it with a two-hand flush. 13 points for Zach Gunn as the Bearcats quickly get into the front court, but they find themselves trailing by 18 at the free throw line. Wells makes a move left side, tries to lay it up with the left hand. It's no good. This is Juwan Wells, and he is able to finish it off. So Juwan Wells gets Christian Wells' miss, puts it up, and it's a 62-46 lead. Zach Gunn, 4-3, top of the key. That's money. 16 points for Zach Gunn, and that's going to cause the Bearcats' Jeff Holloway to call a timeout, a full timeout on the court. 2 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's Hamilton Southeastern out in front, 65-46. This is Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. We're at the Muncie Fieldhouse, Bill Harrell Court at Muncie Central High School. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight for the season opener of Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. It's been pretty much all Hamilton Southeastern in this contest. The Bearcats did manage to make a bit of a run there late in the second quarter as they trailed by 8 going into the break, but now they find themselves once again trailing by their largest margin of the night. They are trailing by 18 points with 2:16 left to go in this third quarter of play. Hamilton Southeastern has had a big contribution from Zach Gunn in this third quarter as he has 9 points and 6 points from Jack Davidson. Royals have hit 4 3-point baskets here in the third quarter, and that's how they've extended this lead, as well as some big defense and losing the basketball, but going to be called for the push. Looks like Austin Holzman is who they're going to get. That'll be the 15th. And it's a 16 foul, Holzman's third. So Muncie Central will be shooting free throws the remainder of this contest, and there's 2 minutes left to go third quarter. As they feed down low, this is Juwan Wells, and Wells gets the bucket. Actually, Christian Wells gets the bucket. Jerron Bond's called for his third personal foul, and Wells will see if he can convert the three-point play. He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight, and he converts. 8 points for Christian Wells, but the Royals continue to lead big, 65-49, as Bond will get it into the front court, leave it left side to Holzman. Holzman sends it to the corner, now gets it back Back down. This is Birchfield. He feeds Zach Gunn. Gunn misses a shot, but gets the putback. 11 points in the quarter for Gunn, 18 in the game, as Hamilton Southeastern once again leads by 18 with 1:27 left to go third quarter. Bearcats with the basketball as Southeastern goes to man from the free throw line. The shot is up. It is no good by Hatfield. Royals go the other way. Bond drives, throws it up, doesn't get it. There's Zach Gunn with the putback. And Gunn is having a huge third quarter. 13 points in the quarter and now 20 points in the game as the lead is 20 as we go under a minute left to play in the third quarter. Royals will go back to man-to-man defense as the Bearcats look to penetrate, working off a Gun. Shot Wells short, but Wells is there almost like a pass. And Christian Wells will get the bucket. Wells here in this third quarter has 8 points of his 10. Zach Gunn now has it in the front court. Finds driving the lane, Noah Smith. And Noah Smith has his first bucket of the night. Quick outlet down the court. 20-point lead by the Royals. 23 seconds remaining. Here's a long-range three. Colby Mallory hits the three. He has 11 points. He had a big run there in that second quarter. Had been shut out here in the third, but hits the three-point basket. 8 seconds remaining. Gunn feeds it to Smith with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Drives, lays it up, off the glass and in. And that'll be the end of the third quarter of play. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals led by 8 at the end of the first half. At the end of the third quarter, they lead by 19. Our score after 3, 73-54 in favor of Hamilton Southeastern. This is Royals basketball on ASL. As we begin the fourth quarter, Hamilton Southeastern with a 73-54 advantage. I'm Brian Scott. As we get the fourth quarter underway, Hamilton Southeastern will have the ball. Zach Gunn goes off in that third quarter, 13 points, 20 in the game. And he is currently on the bench to begin quarter number 4. Jaron Bond, he's on the court, and he has a nice baseline move to get the bucket. He has 9 points. As the Bearcats come the other way, we'll get you the starting lineups on the court. As this shot is blocked, here's a nice outlet pass. Bond is there. Little reverse, left it short, and coming away with a rebound is Jamel Barnes. As Jamel Barnes, Colby Mallory, he has the basketball. He kicks it out. Christian Wells for 3. Wells shot no good. Rebounded by Hamilton Southeastern's Aaron Shank. He'll give it to Jaron Bond. He's joined by Noah Smith on the court, Austin Holzman, and also Chaz Birchfield. Those are the 5 out there for Brian Satterfield. Shank with the basketball. He will leave it right side. This is Holzman. He will feed down low. Noah Smith drives, trips over a Bearcat that was on the floor, and that happened to be Colby Mallory. Mallory's second, team foul number 5. The Bearcats are already shooting free throws as Bond looks to inbound. And he will get it in the hands of Smith. Smith down low to Holzman. Holzman kicks it out. And now we have a whistle, and we're going to have an offensive foul called underneath. It looks like this one's going to go against Chaz Birchfield. Birchfield was trying to establish position in the low blocks, and they'll call him for the offensive foul. We're just underway in the fourth quarter. Southeastern with a 21-point lead, 75-54. The Bearcats with the basketball. Christian Wells gives it to Colby Mallory. Mallory feeds right side. Tyrek Vicks 3. That is no good. Rebound underneath by Hatfield. His shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Ball still loose. Tries to send it out. 3 ball from the corner. That's no good. Bearcats get the rebound and then fouled behind as they get several looks at the basket. Jamel Barnes, 3 from the corner, was no good, and Noah Smith's going to be hit with a personal foul. He will depart, and Zach Gunn will return. Gunn has played a majority of this contest. He has 20 points. And the 1-and-1 is in effect, as it looks like it is Vicks at the line shooting the 1-and-1. And he hits the first. He will get the bonus. Whole host of substitutions now for Coach Jeff Holloway, as into the contest is Juwan Wells, Jalen Jackson, and Noah Hill. And it looks like Vicks, after if he makes this free throw, will be departing as well. He hits the free throw. He has 8 points, and he will be replaced by Gino Taylor. So a lot of substitutions for Coach Jeff Holloway as he sees his team trailing by 19 with 6 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Bond gets it into the front court, leaves it left side into the hands of Shank. They get it down low. Zach Gunn, turnaround jumper is up and good. 22 points for Zach Gunn. A 21-point lead for Hamilton Southeastern, 6:11 left to go in the game. Bearcats throw this one away as it looked like Jalen Jackson wanted to get the ball over to Noah Hill, but threw it out of bounds, and the Royals will have the basketball in their front court right in front of the scorer's table. And they'll get the ball into the hands of Zach Gunn. Gunn working one-on-one, sends it right side to Bond. Now sets a screen. Gets the ball back. Long-range 3 on the way. It is up. It is good. Long-range 3, and 5 points in the quarter for Zach Gunn, 25 in the game. And the lead's 80-56 with 5:41 left. Good start for Hamilton Southeastern. Here's a steal. And going to the other end and laying it up and in is Aaron Shank. He has 4 points. Another steal, almost. Holston tried to throw it off of a Bearcat, but the Bearcats retain possession. They'll give it to Juwan Wells. Wells goes over to the right side to Gino Taylor. Back up top, this is Christian Wells. Working on Zach Gunn. Now they'll send it right side beyond the arc. As we approach the 5-minute mark left to go in the ball game, and Hamilton Southeastern up 82-56. Baseline drive, sends it out to the corner. And down low, running in the baseline. Wraparound layup is good by Noah Hill. Nice little move. He has his first points of the night. And they come with 4:50 left to go in the fourth quarter as Coach Brian Satterfield looks like he's going to be bringing in some substitutions at the next dead ball. Here's Austin Holston's pull-up jumper from right in front of the free throw line is good. He has 4 points. Quickly back the other way are the Bearcats with 4:32 left to go. 84-58, that's our score from the Muncie Fieldhouse. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight here for Royals basketball. Driving, Christian Wells works against Zach Gunn. Missed the shot. Royals come away with a rebound, and now Wells is going to foul Aaron Shank as he tried to reach in from behind. For Wells, that'll be his 4th personal. And now a whole host of substitutions as into the lineup, Jack Davidson, Jack Habiger, Aaron Etherington. They join Zach Gunn and Aaron Shank onto the court for Coach Brian Satterfield. As pressure now applied by the Bearcats, Davidson gets it into the front court. They feed Gunn down low, back out to Davidson. Davidson right side. Moving, Habiger sends it out. 3 ball on the way from Shank. That's no good, short. Here come the Bearcats the other way. Bearcats try to feed right side, and a bad pass is Jalen Jackson was trying to feed Noah Hill, who was cutting toward the basket but threw it behind him in the turnover. One of the Bearcats' many tonight gives the ball back to the Royals. Driving and trying to lay it up off the glass with Jack Habiger. Shot's no good, but fouls called on the play. And the foul, I believe, is against Noah Hill, his second. And to the line, Jack Habiger. And that one rattles around and falls out. Zach Gunn now is going to depart. And for Gunn, he departs with 25 points, as he is going to be replaced by Zach Muchner. Meanwhile, second free throw for Habiger is good. He has 4 points. And the lead's 85-58 with 3:49 left to go in the ball game. Bearcats with the basketball as the Royals stay man-to-man. Jackson feeds it right side. This is Taylor. He has the ball stripped. Here come the Royals the other way. They try to feed Habiger to Davidson, but the ball goes out of bounds. And they say it will stay in possession of Hamilton Southeastern with 3:31 left to go. 85-58, that's our score. And the substitution now is Noah Hill will depart. And into the game for the Bearcats is Demarius Pigs. He was in the JV game earlier. Davidson, he feeds Aaron Etherington. Etherington forces up a shot, and we'll have a whistle, and play will be stopped, and another foul will be called. And that is Christian Wells' fifth personal foul. He will have to depart. He departs with 10 points. And he will be replaced by Lamar Akins, who was also playing earlier in the JV game. Davidson will depart, and Nick Bowman, who had a good game earlier in the JV contest, he's going to see some varsity minutes in the season opener. Meanwhile, at the free throw line for a pair is Aaron Etherington. He gets the first. He has 8 points, and he can make it 9 with another free throw. 3 minutes, 24 seconds remain. 86-58, 87-58 as Etherington hits both free throws. And the Royals continue to pile on the points here in this fourth quarter. We knew the Royals were going to be able to shoot. The defense has been good, and the Bearcats have been plagued by turnovers all night long. Driving right side and throwing the ball out of bounds is Jalen Jackson. Just wasn't under control, and now the big man, 7'1", Majak, is going to see his first varsity minutes. The 7'1" freshman from the Sudan. He had 10 points in the JV game, saw a little bit of action, and now he sees his first varsity minutes with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the contest, as going to the sideline, looking a little bit on the woozy side, I believe, was Zach Muchner. Might have been one of the reasons why Majak is in there, as the Royals come down to the end of the court, into the front court. They want to feed Majak. He makes a move. He drives, doesn't get the bucket, but he's going to go to the line. He made a strong move to the hoop. That had all of the Royals up off the bench. And Majak, who in the JV game did show a very good free throw shooting touch, had a nice look of a nice rotation on his shot. We'll see how he does here. Good shot, and then he sinks the first. He has his first point as a Hamilton Southeastern Royal varsity player, the freshman from the Sudan, as Aaron Etherington departs. Into the lineup, Connor Rotterman. Rotterman with 14 points, and Majak hits both free throws. And it's an 89-58 lead for Hamilton Southeastern. Still 2 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Driving and throwing it off, and they'll say it touched a Royal, as it looked like Jalen Jackson was trying to feed Lamar Akins, and they said that a Royal touched it. And now departing will be Aaron Shank, and into the lineup for Hamilton Southeastern is Chaz Birchfield. Bearcats with the basketball, and driving, setting it out to the outside. This is Juwan Wells, and he traveled. Wells has a little bit of a inertia issue there as he shuffles his feet as he tried to set for the jumper, and he's called for steps. 89-58, 2:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. On the court, Jack Habiger. He's joined by Connor Rotterman. Drives baseline, sends it out. There's Nick Bowman. He gets his first points with the varsity this season as he hits the baseline jumper, and a whistle and a foul called as Jack Habiger is going to be called for the foul. That's his first, but it's the 10th team foul, so we go to the other end of the court where the double bonus is now in effect. And Jalen Jackson is at the line to shoot 2. Hits the first. He now has 4 points. And into the lineup, Zach Muchner. He'll come in to replace Connor Rotterman. Rotterman had an excellent start with 9 points in the first quarter, and he will finish the night with 14 points. Second free throw, that's short, but the rebound is Victor Young, who was in the JV game. He gets the rebound, and the Bearcats have the basketball trailing 91-59 with 2:12 left. Leaves it off the glass. Majak couldn't get the rebound, but the loose ball is picked up by Muchner. Habiger comes the other way. He loses it briefly, feeds it to low to Bowman. Bowman free throw line, left side. Habiger for 3. That's short off of the rim. No good, but the Royals get the long rebound, and they'll set up the offense once again. They're trying to feed down low. This is Majak. Turns baseline. He's stripped from the weak side, gets the ball, and now a whistle and a foul. Coming in to try to strip the ball from the weak side was Jalen Jackson as the ball was down low, but Mabor tried to get it, and he's going to be fouled. Jalen Jackson hit with the foul, and Majak at the line. He is 2 for 2 so far, and make it 3 for 3. Again, a good shooting touch on the free throws from the freshman. One of the things he said he needed to work on was his offensive game, and right now free throws will not be one of the concerns, as he has sunk all 4 free throws here that he has taken in the varsity game. And with a minute 40 left to go in the fourth quarter, Hamilton Southeastern leads 93-59. Royals will go to 1-0 to start the season, and they'll be back next Friday to welcome the Avon Orioles. Here's a shot well short, and Hamilton Southeastern has the loose ball. They'll get it down low. They'll feed Mabor. It was almost picked off. Mabor gets the loose ball. They send it back out. Habiger drives. Nice little turnaround. The putback up and in. And that putback is made by Chaz Birchfield. He's in the scoring column with 2 points as the Royals now lead 95-59 as we approach 1 minute left to go. Birchfield almost with the steal. Ball's loose. Coming away with it is the Bearcats, and they finally get it down low into the hands of Lamar Aikens, who gets a bucket. And we're under a minute left. 95-61 is the score. I'm sure they want to get the big fella. They're trying to get him a bucket, but driving is Birchfield. He puts it up. He'll get the bucket, and he'll draw the no. They're going to call a player control foul and wipe off the basket for Birchfield. So a player control foul called against Birchfield. He picks up his second personal, but right now we're just watching the seconds tick down here in this ball game with Hamilton Southeastern opening up with a very, very impressive win on the road. Here's a steal. Birchfield, he'll feed Bowman, and Bowman will finish it off with the layup. 97-61, 22 seconds remain. The Bearcats, this is another turnover as driving was Young. He tried to leave it off for Aikens and threw it out of bounds. And 17.8 seconds remain, a 97-61 advantage. And right now, Royals are just going to get it into the front court and dribble this one out. And a very, very impressive win on opening night on the road against a team that is expected to be one of the better teams in Class 4A in Muncie Central. It's going to be Hamilton Southeastern coming away with the victory. Our final score, Hamilton Southeastern defeats Muncie Central 97-61. Stay tuned. We'll have some final stats and a thought or two in just a few minutes. This is Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Welcome back to the Muncie Fieldhouse, Muncie Central High School. I'm Brian Scott with the final score tonight. Hamilton Southeastern defeats the Bearcats of Muncie Central 97-61. This was pretty much a Hamilton Southeastern victory all the way. They stayed in control most of the game. The Bearcats were able to put on a little bit of a run there in that second quarter. That cut the deficit to 8 at the half, but then Hamilton Southeastern simply ran away with it in the second half. They led 73-54 at the end of three quarters, and they win this game 97-61. A lot of good defense, plenty of great scoring, and some sloppy ball handling by the Bearcats contributed to this big Southeastern win. Let's give you the stats for tonight's game. Leading all scorers was Hamilton Southeastern's Zach Gunn. He finished with 25 points on the night, including 3 3-point baskets. The Royals also got 11 points from Connor Rotterman, 9 points each from Jaron Bond, Aaron Etherington. They had 6 points from Jack Davidson, 4 points each from Nick Bowman, Austin Holsom, Aaron Shank, and Mabor Majak, who saw his first varsity minutes, the 7'1" freshman from the Sudan. Also, Noah Smith contributed with 4 points, 2 points from Chaz Birchfield. Zach Muchner played. He did not score. Hamilton Southeastern 14 of 17 from the free throw line tonight, and they hit 10 3-point baskets. Leading scorer for Muncie Central with 11 points was Colby Mallory. 10 points each from Jamel Barnes, Tyrek Vicks, and Christian Wells. 9 points from Trenton Hatfield. And then 4 points each from Jalen Jackson and Jawan Wells. 2 points each from Noah Hill and Lamar Akins. Gino Taylor played. He did not score. The Bearcats, 8 of 17 from the free throw line. They hit 6 3-point baskets. Hamilton Southeastern goes to 1-0 on the season, while Muncie Central, they lose their season opener. They go to 0-1. Up next for Hamilton Southeastern, they return next Friday. They'll get the Thanksgiving holiday off, and they will be back on Friday to take on the Avon Orioles in not only the HCC opener, but the home opener from Hamilton Southeastern. We will have all the action for you live on Audio Sports Online. The JV game will begin at 6:30 and the varsity game to follow around 7:30. So once again, Hamilton Southeastern with an impressive win on the road as they knock off Muncie Central by the score of 97-61. My name's Brian Scott. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight on this Tuesday night. Hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday, and I will see you next Friday from Hamilton Southeastern High School as the Royals take on the Orioles. Until then, have a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you again.